Hello students, I am your teacher Mrs. Padma Korvi. Welcome to the academic year 2020-21, Standard 8th, Subject General Science. Today we are going to study Chapter 1, Living World and Classification of Microbes. In this chapter, we shall study following important points: biodiversity and need of classification, five kingdom system, characteristics of kingdom Monera, Protista, fungi, classification of microbes and its characteristics. In this session, we are going to deal with first two topics, that is biodiversity and need of classification and five kingdom system. Last year, we learned that all the living organisms on earth have adapted according to the geographical region, that is their habitat. Food ingestion means food habits, and defense means protecting themselves from enemies. While adapting, many differences are observed in the organisms of same species too. See in the picture how elephant of same species adapted differently. In 2011 census, 87 million species of living organisms are found on the earth, including land and sea. So imagine how vast number of species we have on Mother Earth. So it is not easy to remember name and characteristic of each living organism, isn't it? To overcome this, it was essential to divide them into the groups and subgroups. This helps to identify, study, and name the organism in systematic manner. This process of dividing living organisms into groups and subgroups is called biological classification. For example, see the classification of panther. Looking into the history, Carl Linnaeus in 1735 divided living world into two kingdoms, Vegetabilia and Animalia. But it has its own limitations. According to this, a scientific name has been assigned to each organism. It was also known as binomial system of nomenclature. Then, in year 1866, Haeckel considered three kingdoms: Protista, plants, and animals. Chatton in 1925 created two groups, prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Copeland in 1938 divided living organisms into four kingdoms: Monera, Protista, plants, and animals. But all these theories are considered to be incomplete. Then, Robert Harding Whittaker, an American ecologist, in 1969 divided living organisms into five groups. That is known as five kingdom system. For this, Whittaker considered following criteria: complexity of cell structure, means arrangement of cells. He divided into prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Prokaryotes, this include prokaryotic, means they are simple single celled organisms without a nucleus, and eukaryotic means they have advanced and complete cell with nucleus. Second criteria is complexity of organisms. In this, he included unicellular and multicellular. Unicellular means they are made up of single cell, where all the basic functions are performed by the single cell. And multicellular means they are made up of large number of cells, where different functions are performed by different cell. Easy way to remember is unit means uni or single, and multi means multiple or many, and cellular means cell. Next criteria is according to the mode of nutrition, that is the way or manner of preparing or consuming the food. In this, plants are considered to be autotrophic, photosynthetic, means they prepare their own food. Fungi is considered to be saprophytic, which absorbs food from dead decay, and animals are considered to be heterotrophic or ingestive, means they are dependent on others for their food. The next criteria is lifestyle. In this, plants are producers, that is, they produce their own food and they are not dependent on any other living organisms. Animals are called consumers as they consume food, they are dependent on other organisms for food. Fungi are decomposers, that is, they get their food from the dead decay. Next is phylogenetic relationship, means evolutionary connection or history between the organisms, as prokaryotes evolved to eukaryotes and unicellular evolved to multicellular. This shows how they evolved from their common ancestors. Now, let's have a look at this flowchart. Living organism is divided into two groups, prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Prokaryotes include unicellular. Here, the prokaryotic unicellulars are without distinct nucleus and cell organelles. Now, in eukaryotic, there is unicellular and multicellular. Eukaryotic unicellular are with well defined nucleus enclosed in a nuclear membrane. Even though both of them, both the unicellular, prokaryotic unicellular and eukaryotic unicellular are single celled, but prokaryotic unicellular is without nucleus and eukaryotic unicellular have well defined nucleus. In prokaryotic nucleus, in prokaryotic unicellular, kingdom 1 Monera is included, and in eukaryotic unicellular, kingdom 2 Protista is included. If you observe the flow chart, eukaryotes has one more subdivision, that is multicellular. It includes kingdom 3, 4 and 5. Kingdom 3 is fungi, where cell wall is present but organism can't perform photosynthesis. Kingdom 4 plantae, where cell wall is present and organism can perform photosynthesis. And kingdom 5 is animalia, where there is no cell wall. We are going to study about kingdom 1 Monera and kingdom 2 Protista and kingdom 3 fungi in our next lecture. Kingdom 4 and 5, that is plantae and animalia, is in your 9th standard syllabus. So in 8th standard, we are dealing with the first 3 kingdom, that is Monera, Protista and fungi. About this, we are going to discuss in our next lecture. So here we finish with our today's lecture. I hope you enjoyed and understood the topic. If you have any query, you can ask me after the session, and I hope you will be able to do the homework given. So, good day students. Stay home, stay safe and stay healthy.